Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Good to have you guys all tonight. I see you guys are excited for our guest this evening. And so here we are. And I am excited to bring on, well, as you guys know, I love supporting art. I love supporting movies and books and everything. And so this is another opportunity for me to bring on a really awesome artist. And I know most of you in here have seen his work and have chatted with him through Twitter. But now is your chance to ask him some questions and to see him here. And we're excited to have our guest tonight. Just one moment. Let me say hello to a few people on the stream. Thank you, Miss Alicia, for helping me tonight. Always appreciate you as my wrench, and respect the wrench people. And then we have Chanel. Thank you so much for being here. And then yes, and again, always good to see you here tonight. And who else do we have here? Dr. O. Thanks for joining me tonight, and a few others that are lurking around. Thank you so much. So, without further ado, hang on 1 second. 1 second. Okay, let me bring on our beloved guest this evening, Mohac. Now, there's there are people who've been battling on how exactly we need to say your name. Tell us how it's done.
Well, actually, it's Mohac, like a
Mohac.
hedge.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right. Mohac. Okay, so everybody, now you know how it's said, Mohac. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's good to see your smiling face.
it's my pleasure. Yeah,
The
it's my
man
pleasure. Thank you.
behind the work, the art. I am so excited to present this because you've done some awesome stuff. If you've seen from my banner, is one of the pieces that you did for me, and it is absolutely wonderful.
You're most
Yes.
welcome.
Yes. And so, wow, there's um, so much more to your art than the things that you post on Twitter showing your pieces, because there's so much more that happens that people may not know about, that you actually have a gallery, right?
Yes, I do.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Mm, well, I should start with telling a little bit about myself and how I
Yes.
came to this point in life.
Yes.
As far as my dad's concerned, I've been drawing all my life. My dad's an architect, and he's a really talented artist. And I've been hugely inspired by him while I was growing up. And ever since I known myself, I wanted to get into the fine arts, the university. So I had no other intentions in life besides drawing. And my parents supported me all the way through up until I actually went into the university, and I finished it. I did my master's there as well. I wrote a thesis on comic books and their influences on contemporary art. I actually started PhD as well, but I couldn't finish it because I was constantly working at the same time besides doing art. Because contemporary art, earning money over contemporary art in Turkey is quite hard, to be honest with you. It's not like it's in Europe or it's in America. Um, in Turkey, we had our first modern art gallery in the last 15 years. We didn't have any. So we weren't able to exhibit contemporary artists, Turkish artists here. We had
Oh,
to find them in different exhibitions. The ones that have made huge respect, everybody knew, but we never get to know the emerging ones. So contemporary art is quite new to Turkish scene, to be
wow.
honest. I mean, uh, being a Islamic country in the end, although we have a view all over the world, but that doesn't change the reality that we're commonly, most of us are Islamic people. I myself um, have nothing to do with Islam, even though it writes on my ID that I'm Islamic, but I've got nothing to do with it. I've got nothing to do with religion, to be honest with you. But this illustration period started in the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
because everyone was stuck at home, and I didn't have the chance to do anything physical. I needed a digital space for myself, so I got myself an iPad. I was already lecturing in the Academy of Fine Arts for over 12 years on designing and user experience and teaching softwares like Photoshop, Illustrator, and After Effects, because I'm a little bit into animation as well.
Mm-hmm.
And about a year ago, a company approached me. They wanted to commission me about drawing them some illustrations so that they can sell them as NFTs. So I was at home like everyone else, and I said, why not? I mean, if I'm going to earn some money over this is a good opportunity for me. Mm-hmm. So I had to draw around 30 illustrations every month for them.
Oh my gosh.
And they would commission me for them, for the illustrations. They were purely on soccer players. I started working. I realized that I'd finished the 30 pieces in about 2.5 days, and I've got a whole month in front of me after that.
Wow.
So I came up with the idea that I should be drawing about people that influenced me in all kinds of ways in life. It could be literature, it could be music, it could be cinema, whatever it is, or even somebody that I see at the cafe drinking a cup of latte or something. So I always believed that everyone could be an artist. There are two kinds of people in life. Ones that have courage to be artists and mm-hmm. ones that don't. Mm-hmm. If you have the courage yourself, you can do whatever you like in any kind of art discipline, because courage means that you're not afraid of being disliked in the end. You can do whatever you like, and it doesn't matter what people think. I mean, if you even influence one person in the end, if you mm-hmm. get through one person, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
So I started illustrating a lot of people, like I said, that influenced me a lot. So these all got stacked up in the end, with hundreds, later thousands of illustrations. And like everyone else, I was constantly watching Netflix and Amazon Prime and everything because we were all at home. And one day Disney Plus came up in Turkey.
Oh wow!
And that's when I saw the Orville there.
Yes.
So because it was so influential on me, I started drawing the characters, and that actually took me to a completely different kind of a community, which I met you guys there, and I really had a great time getting to know people, getting to know new humor and people living across the globe somewhere else with a totally different kind of lives. Although I've been a lot of places on the globe except the US, I've been to Canada. I had permanent residence in Canada, but I didn't want to live there, so I didn't go there in the end. Do I regret it? I might right now, but it's been a long time and it's over with. So the only thing I can say is I get inspired a lot. Every moment I wake up, I just put a cup of coffee, and sometimes I feel that I'm constantly thinking, even when I'm in sleep mode, when I'm in REM mode. So when I wake up, I know what I have to do the next morning. There's always stuff for me to do.
I bet.
Yeah, there's always a lot of stuff to do.
Wheels going all the time. I'm going
exactly.
to put up some of the Orville stuff while you're speaking to us, so they can take a look at at your work of the inspiration there, of the Orville. So we have seen some of these on Twitter here, and they're absolutely fabulous. And I know that Tom has probably seen them as well.
Yes, it was him that first replied to these posts. Well, before Tom, things started changing for me on Instagram, to be honest. Because one day I was having dinner with my daughter at home, and suddenly my phone went mad. Hundreds of notifications started coming, and I didn't understand what was going on. And when I checked it out, that I saw that Morgan Freeman actually shared my work of him with the time lapse and the fine art print of it to almost 50 million people on all
That's
social media
awesome.
platforms. And that had a big impact here in Turkey, because digital art is something very new here to people. Although I try to teach my students about how important it is as an art genre in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people wanted to interview me, uh, wanted to learn how this kind of a little miracle could have happened. And after that, Amazon Prime shared some of my work of the boys, and a few celebrities did as well. So I began to realize that it was about learning the Instagram better, so that people could see my work there. Uh, I did a research for about 2 months on the Instagram background, how the analytics works there, and I managed for especially the celebrities to see my work, and Morgan Freeman was one of them. Actually, Morgan Freeman is the face of the Turkish Airlines in Turkey right now.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to buy the fine art print. I could show it to you. I have it here. Just a sec. Let me
Yeah,
get
no
it out.
problem.
This was the one.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
just.
that one. Love that one.
This is a one-of-one fine art print.
Oh
Fine
wow.
art prints are just like other kind of prints, that they are um, a genre of printing. They've got special printers that you use. Actually, my latest exhibition last January was purely on fine art prints, where
Mm-hmm.
where I had my paintings uh, plus augmented reality on them, which Bo knows. I showed them to him, where you could just take your phone and look at the pictures through your phone, and with a special software, the pictures change. Uh,
Oh wow.
um, Tiny little animations pop up about they just put a extra layer on the work itself. So, for example, one of them was about Batman and Robin. Um, the thing is, Batman and Robin are very important in American comic book history,
Yes.
because in the early years they had a homosexual relationship in between them.
Uh-huh.
There are a lot of scenes in the Batman comics about the two of them getting together, spending time together,
Uh-huh.
and there's kind of a passion between them.
Mm-hmm.
So after a while, families found out about this little aspect of the comic book, and they have to be there. There's this new authority that, let me show you that with a comic.
Hello, Louise.
This little sign here, this one,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um, it says here, this is the approved by the Comic Code Authority here on. This is because of Batman and Robin, because it has every comic book in America has to go through this in order to be published.
Yeah.
Because of the content they have inside. I mean,
Right.
the characters shouldn't be smoking or having
Right.
any drugs or getting into any sexual relationships.
Right.
So the reason we have this on, especially American comics, is because of the Batman and Robin influence. And I had a piece there about that in the exhibition, where you look at it, and after you look it through the augmented reality, these parts pop up between them,
Uh-huh.
which was created over an Egon Schiele picture painting.
Hmm.
Uh, I like referencing other artists that I really honor in my work. So, I mean, I've been in the art business for over 30 years, so I've been to a lot of
Gosh,
BNLs. I've also been in BNLs and a lot of exhibitions as well.
you've
So,
seen art change quite a bit over time, then, right? Because I mean, there wasn't a lot of the technology for 30 years ago as we have now. So, how were you able to get out your work during the time before social media and things like that? How were you? Did you have to wait through the process of how to get your work out, or um, how did you make
it,
that happen?
it would have been much more easier for me if I were living in the US or somewhere in Europe,
Hmm.
because uh, in Turkey, art schools have some kind of a resistance upon digital work. At least they used to, up until the past 10 years or so. Now that the NFT scene has popped up,
Hmm.
suddenly uh, people are focused on digital stuff. But before that, I mean, 20 years ago, if you were to give a piece of art which has a piece of digital medium on it to any kind of exhibition, they would most likely be rejected just because of the digital medium on it.
Mm.
Although it's a piece of contemporary art, uh, they would not be accepted,
Oh wow.
especially here. But nowadays things have changed a lot, because
Yeah.
some of my students in from the academy, because I've especially uh, took one of my lessons to teach them how to create NFTs, how to publish them, and how the blockchain works. I taught this to a group of my students, and they're earning serious amounts of money now
Wow.
just because of this. And they've all got iPads or Wacom tablets, and they know how important it is uh, um, as a piece of art. So it wasn't easy, to be honest with you, but thankfully for the NFT and the metaverse, things are speeding up even in Turkey
Hmm.
right now.
That's that's a big deal because there's a lot of artists out there, and and they're always trying to find the best way to get out there. But you did. Obviously, it shows your talent, your persistency, and just. But the thing I like about it too is that it's not restricted to just one particular type of art. I've seen your art. There's a variety of art, and it includes a lot of things. It shows a lot of the things that you find inspiring, and so that's one thing I like about it. And I also love that you show one like at least once a day with a quote from that person, and their quote always matters. Like it's always an impactful kind of quote that you attach with it.
Hmm.
So that's
The quote
nice.
itself the quote, finding the correct the fine quote itself takes as much time as creating the piece itself.
I bet.
So so I draw one for around 25 minutes to 30 minutes, which I'm really fast with. When people watch me drawing, they say, how can you draw this fast? The only reason is that I've uh, I've inherited this so much. I mean, I do nothing else besides drawing. I mean, I play the guitar. I collect everything I see in life. Uh, I'm a collector of things. Uh, but finding the right quote takes a lot of time, because that's as powerful as the work itself is. Wow, that's a
Sorry.
big one.
He's a big
That is,
one. I'm sorry. This
yeah,
is
he's a
his.
big one. Mine's
Hey,
sleeping.
hang on a second. Oh my gosh, look what he did. Little baby,
Let
look
me
at her doing.
let me show you mine. Wait.
Okay. He just knocked out my earpiece. Little baby, look what you did to Mama.
She just woke up, so
Oh.
she's not gonna stay here for long.
Oh, so sweet. What is
She was
what is her
sleeping.
name?
Her name's Cotton.
Oh, Cotton. That's
Yeah,
so
she's a
sweet.
British short hair. Yeah.
Oh, that's so adorable. And mine just has to be in the spotlight here. Come on, baby. I'm sorry. He's determined, and I'm trying to move him, but he's really big, and I'm trying not to have him push buttons. Come on, big boy. Jeez. Okay, sorry. Okay, come on, baby. Hi. Settle down. Okay, he's stealing the show. Stop it. Okay, so, yeah, I love that you have a cat. I haven't seen. Come. Oh, now he's trying to lay on my desk. Okay, let me move around him. Okay, there we go. God, sorry. He's always
That's
doing that.
fine.
Okay, all right. So, have you done art of your baby, of your cat?
No, I haven't.
No. Wow.
No,
Because I got a
I
million
haven't drawn
pictures.
my daughter ever. I haven't drawn my cat. I don't think I've drawn any of my relatives besides my dad. I don't know
Oh
why,
wow.
but I haven't. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's a good reason for it, and
They might. They might.
this might be your preference. And I just want to say hello to those of you who've come in. Lord, good to see you. Louise, Andy Masterson. Andy Masterson is a fabulous artist in a different way. His art is amazing. He makes action figures, and they look just like the people he's doing. It's amazing. I mean, every detail in it. So we have Sci-Fi Nation in here. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome for joining me. And so thank you. Sorry about the technical difficulties. My people, my cat, you guys know him. He loves to be in there. And so anyway, so I think Alicia Wrench put up your media information on how to follow you if you haven't. I'm sure everybody here probably has because you do get a lot of comments and retweets on your stuff, especially when it's something that they can relate to and something that they absolutely love. And I think the Morgan Freeman was pretty popular. That one was awesome. And let me just also chat, guys, if you guys have questions, since now's your chance. So you're not just typing him on Twitter. You can actually say hello to him now and ask him any questions you have. But I love your background. I love not only that you have that you do art, but that you teach it as well, because teaching's not easy. And I think to me, most artists, they like to kind of keep their art pretty tightly guarded, I guess you could say. And so whatever their technique is, their signature, since you teach it, do your students follow your kind of technique, or have you seen them blossom into their own styles in their own ways?
99% of them blossomed into their own styles, and the rest, the 1%, just let it go. They just didn't want to do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow! As they find out how hard it is.
Yeah.
And
You have to stick with it. I mean, everything in life demands discipline, whatever it is.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that it's time consuming. It's also hard to get out there. And I heard, as a singer, I know, because there's a lot of competition as a singer to get out there and to be heard, to let people know that, hey, I can do this. You also sing. Apparently one of your friends who calls you his brother had mentioned that you sing.
Yeah, I do from time to time. I mean, I play the acoustic guitar, and I sing whatever I like. I've got a catchy ear, but besides music and art, I'm a useless piece of man, I could say that. Because I collect a lot of things. I mean, I've got thousands of albums at home. I mean, I collect comic books, I collect books, magazines, and whatever. Besides all these, I mean, there's nothing to talk about me.
But that's okay though, because when they see you, they think art, and that is fascinating. I'll tell you why, because I'm not that great of an artist. I did some stuff and I can do okay, but it impresses me that you can whip something up so quickly, because for me to come up with something, it takes me days, because it's not easy. I always wonder, how do you see and know where to shadow, how to, you know, I mean, to make them look just like them. It blows me away, to be able to capture somebody's image and put it in print. It to me, it impresses me, because it's art in itself is hard. Every time I try to draw something, it always looks the same. It's ridiculous. So be proud of that. You are totally not useless, because you know what? The thing about art and music is it shows that you see the world so differently from other people. And although you may not think there's anything outside of you from this, your life probably reflects what you listen to, and see. Like when you see something, you see beauty in what you're looking at, and you're probably thinking to yourself, "This would make a great scene." You also do not only draw. Do you? You also photograph, right? Do you
Well,
photograph?
not professionally, no, no. Whenever I need some kind of an inspiration, I do it, but it's not in my priorities.
And that's okay, because I think I've seen some of your photography, and it looks professional, and I see um, the the expressions behind the shots that you're taking. They're really good. I've From what I've seen, they're absolutely awesome. Hang on one
Thank
second. I
you.
have an someone here. I'm doing this without my glasses. Is it? Let me bring. Oh, this must be your friend. Is that recognize his name from?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
And okay, hold on. My cat's moving again. He's on the prowl. Okay. Okay, sorry. My cat hit a button, just what I thought was going to happen. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. And so he's saying that even a Turkish music producer wanted to sign him up for a record in the 90s. Wow, you're being told on
Well,
now.
yes, yes, he's messing the program up. But let me tell you the story about that. Um, I was really irritated about the popular Turkish music back in the 90s, and I decided to do a work for an exhibition, especially about this concept. So what I did was I collected all the popular albums of a period of the last 2 or 3 months that were in the top 10 of the Turkish billboards, and I mashed them up, the lyrics and the music and everything else, and I made up a totally different concept out of them, naming an album, designing the album on Photoshop. I mean, making a one-on-one picture of me as if I'm a pop star, with a stand and all the CDs and the cassettes, because we had cassettes back then. And it was in an exhibition, and there was this loud music that I was playing of the songs that I made up of those albums, which resembled each other.
Oh,
And in the end, one of the major record companies of Turkey called me at home. And my mom talked on the phone, because we didn't have cellular phones then.
uh-huh.
And she started giggling, and she gave me the phone, and she told me that I should explain them what was going on. And I told them that I was actually criticizing what they're doing, and I'm not planning on selling anything to them. and they said the work itself is sensational, but why not we make a record of this? And I said no. And in the end, it was a fun experience. There was a lot of articles written about it on the press, and they themselves fell into the trap they actually prepared for themselves. So that's what Hakan is mentioning about.
But
They
see,
were
there's
fooled by
more
a,
to you.
yeah,
There's more
yeah,
to you. Yeah, I think you're just kind of modest about it all, and I see that. I see that you are modest because you. One of the things that I've always seen you say is that you like making people smile, making people happy through your work,
yeah,
and
exactly.
and that is beautiful. Like, like a singer, when I sing from the gut and I belt it out and I want people to feel it. Your art is doing the same thing in a different way to people. It inspires in various ways. It either inspires somebody to want to create something that you've done, or inspires somebody by through a quote, inspires them by wanting to know more about the person that you are drawing, or just various ways. So I think it's awesome that you have that in you to inspire people, and I'm sure that your students um, are where they are because of your inspiration to them. So hang on one second. I was gonna ask you. There's a question that came up here to ask about um, AI art, and if you use programs like Dream. That question came from John.
I haven't tried any AI art yet, but I'm not in panic like most of people are about AI art, because uh, there is this feeling that AI art is gonna um, change the perception about design and art creation. In the end, I believe that it's always us. It's always what comes from us. I mean, AI art is okay. It's great. You can use it in
Mm-hmm.
millions of ways, uh, but I don't feel it as a threat
Mm-hmm.
for my journey, to be honest with you. And I didn't have the excitement to try anything else up
Mm-hmm.
up until now. But the route seems to me could be a little dangerous in case of NFTs crossing over with AI art. I mean, people using AI arts to sell and create NFTs and earn money over them. I don't know where that's gonna go, but if it takes that route, it's gonna crash. To be honest with you, we need people in between there. I mean, just writing a few words, some keywords, and waiting for the the AI to create something for us so that we can sell it or earn money over it doesn't seem to me like the correct route for it. I mean, um, then everybody should question why Jeff Koons makes statues. I mean, why Giacometti made statues hundreds of years ago. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's something about us being human and the environments we live in, the life we leave behind, and all the experiences we have. That pops
Yeah.
something out within us. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's not something a few keywords can give you. I mean, you can get the perfect image in the end, but that doesn't mean that it's come out of a human. So I don't feel like it's going to be a threat for art or for design,
Yeah.
but it'll be a good tool in the end.
Yeah. And I'm sure that those who do use that form, there's a place for that is successful, that works well, and then because there's so many varieties of art and different paths that they can take and be used for. Because to me, art is everywhere, and it could be something as simple as, I have a friend who's an artist, and she creates designs for restaurants. It's nothing anybody's going, hey, I want to buy that. It just makes the restaurant look nice. And so she does that, and so there's art in pretty much everything we see. So I think there's a home for those that are interested. But it's good to get your perspective as an artist, because I mean, I obviously don't know how that works on that side of it because I'm not an artist. But let me see what else I was going to look at the time. We're almost there. So let me see what else. Hey, Makini, thank you so much for joining me or being here as well. He's awesome for being here because he is an artist as well. I don't know if you've seen him on Twitter, but he is fabulous. He does a lot of well, I have one of his pieces up here on my wall that he did of me. Oh, it's too small. You can't see that. But but it's his art is amazing and his channel's doing well. So congratulations on that. So I so you like the comic books. Do you do any kind of have you ever thought of kind of creating characters to kind of put a type of comic book together yourself, or is that something that's too
Well,
difficult?
I did, but I did it for an exhibition.
Oh.
I did one of my days at the university. From the moment I wake up at home and then go to the university and get into
Mm-hmm.
the studio and start working there, and within that comic book scene, which was about 2.5 meters to 9 meters big, where it was kind of like a U-type room where you get in and you see all the boxes and all the strips and the
Mm-hmm.
and the conversations and the thoughts of people in the studio. So it was kind of like telling people what's going on in a fine arts academy studio where people wouldn't be able to imagine. But I haven't had anything printed. I always use it
Mm.
for a mainstream element for my art. Not that I have done any comic books. I collect them, but I haven't. I don't have anything printed.
That's the
But I have
furthest you've gone
artwork.
with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's a hard industry to get into as well. Um, the I'm getting a new artist to do a new character that I do during this time, Vampira, and then also myself. So I'm excited to see what she's gonna do for me to make my image. But she has a comic book out, and
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome, and I so appreciate her work. And I think not only do I appreciate it, but I'm just a little bit jealous because I wish I could create this, because you bring out so much into it and you can feel the art. You not just see it and appreciate it, but feel it as well. And that's kind of a big thing. So I've been happy to show all these things that you're doing here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Like, what do you have planned? Do you have another like art exhibition or anything coming up?
Well, yes, I do. Um, I've got this new project that I'm working on. It's called Draw My Song. And the
Mm.
concept is that I chose 30 people from different kinds, from different levels in the society that I am in right now,
Mm-hmm.
where some of them are writers, some of them are uh, musicians, some of them are ex-actors, and they've accepted that I would send them a song that I would choose, which they don't have the right to change.
Mm-hmm.
They would listen to the song that as long as they like, and in the end, they would write down a script for me about what they feel, not about the song, but it could be about the song, but what they feel while they were getting into it. And after I get those texts, I start drawing uh, the feedback that I got from them. So it's kind of like a journey where an artist produces a song, someone most probably who has never heard of that song listens to it. Maybe it doesn't even like the genre, but listens to it and writes something down about it. It could be a paragraph, it could be 30 pages long. And then I read that, whatever they write, and then I start drawing about it.
Oh wow.
So So I've got 15 people right now
Oh my
that
gosh.
has returned their texts to me. I'm working on them, and most probably in the first quarter of 2023, I'll be having that exhibition where people could, by scanning the QR codes, listen to the song
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
picture is about, but they're gonna know nothing about who the picture belongs to,
Mm.
because I don't want people getting the feeling while they're there that this is mine, this is his,
Yeah.
who's this one. I don't want that to happen there. So I'm not going to tell anyone who the picture belongs to, but if it were you, you would know that it was yours, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't know anyone else's.
Yes.
So I'm
That's
working on that
actually
concept right now.
awesome. I like that. It's a great way
Mhm.
to, I mean, it's impressive when what I have up here and in here comes out in art, in a drawing or
Mhm.
something. And that's
Yeah.
difficult because since I can't draw very well, I often go to people and be like, oh my God, I got this thing and I want to get it out and I want to put it in canvas, but it's so hard to explain. So that is an amazing talent to be able to translate what they're feeling um, and so yeah, absolutely, yes, and again, it's fascinating. And have you kind of done something like that before, to where you've talked with a person and said, and the person says to you, "This is it. This is what I was thinking, what I was feeling."
No, I haven't, and
So,
I'm especially not going to do that, because you know how it is, Maria. You like a book so much, and you read it up until the end, and you leave it somewhere, and you know you're going to read it 2 months later again, and it doesn't
mhm.
give you the same feeling while you're reading it again. You can
Yeah,
do it for maybe dozens of times. There are books that I read over 10 times, and every time I get a different feeling about it. So whatever these people send me about the text, I'm sure they're not going to get what they were actually imagining about it, but
right.
they might get a little bit of a glimpse about the feeling. Some of them might break into tears. Some of them might
Yes.
say, "This is pure alien. I mean, where did you get this from? The text that I sent you." But the answer that I'm going to tell them, that is, in between, you've got me, and I've got another soul. I mean, I've read what you've written,
Right.
and this is what comes out of me in the end.
Right.
So it's kind of like an experiment, maybe not too innovative, but uh, it's gonna touch people. I know,
Oh, I bet
especially
it will.
the people who've sent me the texts.
Hmm.
It's gonna touch them in the end.
Oh, I know it will, and I hope you share that with us, because
Oh,
I
I
would be
will.
interested. Yeah, because I'd be
I will.
interested to see what that's going to be like. Because I know that they're just going to be blown away and say, "Oh my gosh, you
Actually,
interpreted."
I've got a domain of it. Let me see if it's
Oh, yeah,
open.
okay.
Let me see.
Yes, and again,
No,
says
it's
art
not.
is the greatest expression of emotion. So this is a brilliant concept. I think so too. It's I don't think I've heard of that actually ever being done before, but I think it's awesome to give people the opportunity to do that.
Yeah,
And and you had
they're giving
something?
me a piece of it. No, the domain's down right now. It's
Oh,
not.
is it? Okay.
That's right. It's got a simple text. Anyway, it doesn't have any visuals on it.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Hello there, Classic Blue. Good to see you here. Thanks for just popping in. All of you guys. It's so good to have you here. And what was posted up a second ago was the quote or the reaction from Morgan Freeman from his art. And that is, wow. I hope you took that and framed it, because that's awesome. This, if I had something like that, would just, wow.
Well,
So
I was gonna tell you, then I forgot. Turkish Airlines wanted to buy this painting from me, and send it to Morgan Freeman, because what they told me on the phone, that he actually asked for it.
Oh, wow.
Well, the thing is, before Turkish Airlines contacted me, because all the media was interviewing me about the work itself, and the thing is, Maria, last summer we had tremendously big uh, forest fires here.
Oh.
I mean,
Mhm.
um, millions of trees were burnt down.
Oh.
And what I came up with was that I'm going to put this on auction, and I'm going to send the money to there is an organization where they plant new trees.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, whatever it reaches in the auction bid, I'm going to channel the money there so that we can have new trees.
Yeah.
So I said to Turkish Airlines that I've already said this. I mean, it's written everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna do it for me, then no problem. And they wanted for me to wait for a few weeks, and in the end they didn't come up with anything. So I said, okay. I mean, because people were constantly wanting to buy the piece, I didn't sell
Mm-hmm.
it to anyone, saying that Turkish Airlines was interested in it. So it stayed with me in the end. I mean, nobody could have it. I've got the single print here, and I even keep it in a drawer. I don't even hang it myself
Oh,
right
wow.
now.
That's
Maybe I will
awesome.
send it to him. I don't know. We'll see. If I send it to him, you'll know. I
Yeah,
promise.
yeah, we'll know about it. Well, there's always something special just for him, I guess, that you can do. But that's awesome that he wanted it. Obviously, showed that it meant a lot. And I think for them is because, some of um, these uh, people that are famous, um, all they ever, I mean, they see themselves in pictures and things like that, but to have somebody take the time to draw them that way, I know that it's more personal for them and it means a lot. But that's an awesome compliment to get from Morgan Freeman.
Yes. Yeah.
So I
Exactly. I
love
mean,
him. He is such a humble man as well. And I like supporting his work. Um, and and you guys out there, definitely keep supporting your artists. They help us remember our dreams and what's in our hearts, and it's just important to make sure that they get heard as well. So, hey, G Force, thanks for popping in here. Good to see you. I know there's a few people lurking around here, and we're coming close to the end, but showing some more work, and it's just awesome. Um, so fabulous, and I absolutely love the ones you did of me, especially when you made me the Joker. I have another artist who I tagged on, and I said, "Look, he made me a Joker because he's really good at art, and he draws a lot of the Joker and things like that, and he loved it. He thought it was awesome." But oh my goodness,
thank you so
and
much.
yes, Dr. O did say it remind us that you do have quite the different time zone out there, guys. And that's why I wanted to make sure to keep it to an hour for him because although it's just 5 p.m. my time, it's what, two years now?
Yeah,
2
it's two
a.m.
here. 2
Yeah,
a.m. Yeah.
2
But
a.m.
it's okay. I'm a night owl. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
totally fine.
you're not going to turn to dust when the sun comes up, are you? Because
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Don't
That's
worry.
so funny. Um, it's been so nice to get to interact with you this way. Um, because I wanted to make sure that you knew that people do appreciate what you're putting out there, and obviously it shows. Um, and do you have anything to say for the people that do come to your Twitter and comment and things like that? Give you a chance to say hey to them.
Well, uh, I'm willing to support anybody in any way that want to produce for themselves and for others. I mean, I tell a lot of people that I'm willing to teach them all the tools and the softwares so that they can start creating. So anyone, whoever wants to learn something besides looking through YouTube, because YouTube is a good platform to learn things, but sometimes you need somebody's thinking style to create as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe about learning light, colors, and forms, and
Mm-hmm.
about learning software like Procreate or Photoshop
Yeah.
or tablets and whatever. So I'd be happy to help anyone that would need something to create. And so much thanks to everyone that supports and finds value in whatever I do, because that's the only thing people like me live for in the end. I mean, I've got a few paintings here that's left from my exhibition. Half of them were gone, and half of them are here. And when people come and ask for them, I just give it to them. I mean,
Wow.
they're shocked in the end. I mean, how can you
I
give
would
this to
be.
me? Well, yeah, it's not so important for me. I mean, I what's important for me is that they it got through to them, and they want to have it as an object, something that they would look all through their lives. So I've got a lot of people in the US as well who have some of my work on their walls,
Yeah.
and some in Europe and whatever. So thank you all so much for supporting me and being so passionate about this.
That's awesome. Thank you. That's good to hear. I don't think that a lot of artists have had the opportunity to express what it means to them to have people support them, and that's why it was important for me to let you have that opportunity, so that it's nice to know how they feel about you, but the other way around, so that they know
Hmm.
that every time they share your work, that it means something to you. And I like that you enjoy that people share your work. Some artists put it out there, but then they get upset. Like, why are you doing that? And you're like, because I like your work. I want everybody to see it. But
Hmm.
I think the big thing is that I think their big thing is to make sure they get um, recognizing it, like this art came from this person, and that is important. But I see that you have your mark on all your work, so that's helpful as well. But if they're retweeting it, obviously they're going to come back and see where it came from, so that is good and supportive. But yeah, we need to just continue to support, and especially when you get to the part about replanting. I hope you share that with us too, because that's a big deal for me. I get upset whenever there's construction, they want to build some land houses or something, and they tear down all the trees, and I'm like, really? That's crazy.
Hmm.
People don't understand how important it is, the trees and the function that the role they play in our life. So when you get
Yeah,
to
we lost
that,
millions. Yeah. Hmm.
that's sad, and it takes so long for that to come back. But I'm sure we can make it happen. So when you do that, please let us know, so that we can share that and have other people support, maybe give who can't be there or something. How are you going to auction it? Like at a gallery or like in media?
Well, I was gonna do it a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's lost its spark, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind about it. There are still people around me that want to purchase it, but uh, I have to make up my mind about it right now.
Yeah. Well, that's all right.
Maybe at the right moment.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm sorry that I missed the opportunity because of Turkish Airlines at that
Yeah.
moment of time. But that's fate. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something that I couldn't
Yeah.
stand upon.
It is. But sometimes it always just at the end, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm glad it happened because I was able to do this instead. And it was
Yeah,
bigger and
exactly,
better and everything. So I,
exactly.
I
Yeah,
truly believe that. And I love that. And you know what? Our hour is up, and you have so much art. I couldn't share all of it. So that's why we ran through the slideshow to make sure we got as much as we could in there. But we have all of his media information, you guys, so that you can continue to follow his work. And if you have questions for him about like what he said, if you need help with a little something something, then I'm sure he'll be happy to help you with that. And I'm gonna let you go because I'd be tired at 2 in the morning. It'd be like wanting my REM sleep. And let me see, I have somebody. And it's wonderful to learn more about you and your art. And thank you for this interview. Oh, sure. Have a lovely evening, everybody. That was a really good note to end on. So thank you so much for you guys being in here. And always good to see you guys. And looking forward to seeing what you have coming up. And anything else before we take off tonight?
A huge thank you for having me on your show. This was purely unexpected for me. I mean, getting acknowledged from people across the globe. I mean, people feeling something for what I've done. It's very precious. Thank you.
Oh, it's my
Thank you.
pleasure. My pleasure. Always fun. And your work of me is just going to be um it's something I'm going to treasure for a long time myself because it's awesome
Thank you so much.
expression. So thank you so much for that. You guys, thank you for being here. We're going to end on that so he can skedaddle for the evening. See you guys next Friday, and we have some great stuff coming up. The rest of this month and next month is even more exciting. So stay tuned for what's coming up on TNT. And you guys have yourself a safe, lovely evening. Be good to each other and to animals. Thank you guys.
Bye bye.